Okay. Let's do it. Alright, what are we playing here? Well, we're playing a little bit of Blitz Mill. So, Blitz Lion is the MTGO screen name for Blitz MTG. You can check out their content, I believe, on Twitch, but definitely you can find them through Twitter and things like that. So I added them on the fact that I'm playing this evening. This is your sort of classic aggressive mill deck. So if you have never seen this deck before, basically you can kind of think of it like a burn deck. You have some creatures here. Now, Manic Scribe has not been seen quite as much recently, but things like Hedron Crab has a enter the battlefield trigger that mill your opponent. Manic Scribe has an enter the battlefield trigger that mills your opponent, as well as a Delirium trigger that mills each opponent. So basically everything in this deck that isn't trying to keep us alive from our opponent beating us down is a card that is trying to mill our opponent out. So between the incredibly powerful Glimpse the Unthinkable, which is blue-black sorcery, target player mills 10, and the busted in half Archive Trap, it's 5 mana, target player mills 13. However, it costs 0 if they've searched their library this turn. And since there are fetch lands in Modern, this is a very common occurrence. We are going to attempt to put all 60 of our opponent's cards into their graveyard, or at least 53 from the start, at which point they will lose the game when they attempt to draw from an empty library. We've also got Mesmeric Orb. This is a 2-mana artifact. It says whenever a permanent becomes untapped, that permanent's controller puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. Symmetrical effect, so it will affect us as well. We've got a single copy of Breaking and Entering. This is basically our 5th copy of Glimpse the Unthinkable. The breaking half is the only part we're going to be casting. It's blue and black. Target player puts the top 8 cards of their library into the graveyard. I can say mill now. 60, don't you mean 80? Well, that's the thing, is that we run into a Urian deck. While they do have an extra cushion in terms of how much library we have to mill through, most of the Urian strategies are actually pretty vulnerable to mill in that they're very slow. They're not intending to play the kind of game that mill is trying to play. And on top of that, even though this is similar to a burn deck, there are very few people that are going to have anything in their 75 that specifically prevents them from mill. You have an encyclopedic knowledge of The Simpsons, right? Seasons 1 through 10, I would say yes. And then a few more notes. Visions of Beyond. This is 1 blue, draw a card. If a graveyard has 20 or more cards in it, you draw 3 cards instead. So nice little ancestral recall if you've done enough milling. And Surgical Extraction in 4 copies. This is Phyrexian Black for choose target card in the graveyard other than a basic land, and you remove all the copies from their library and hand and graveyard. So this is going to be incredibly powerful if you run into something like Dredge, but even in a lot of the other matchups, people playing things like Uro or Urza combo or all sorts of things, it can be especially devastating. Again, Urian decks are very vulnerable to effects like Surgical Extraction because they often play so few win conditions, and they're usually of the nature of Uro, Urza, sometimes copies of Jace, so we can end up getting through those matchups that way. So we are going to hop into the league. I don't think I need to talk about this sideboard much at all. It's just generally either trying to stop our opponents from resolving any big threats, getting sticky permanents off the battlefield, or stopping our aggressive opponents from killing us. And let's see how this runs. This is a very nice, clean deck that Blitz Lion took into one of the challenges on the weekend. I believe it was the Showcase Challenge, and did not disappoint in that one by managing to make top 8, which is completely bonkers. I've never watched The Simpsons, but I can recite just about every line of South Park seasons 4 through 24. I do know a lot of those. My favorite one to throw in the middle of the stream is I'm a Monkey. Oh yeah! This usually follows the oh yeah. Because for some reason, I just enjoy that Mr. Garrison oh yeah. Or Ms. Garrison at the time. Oh, if anyone sees any grimaces or winces on my face as we are playing this league or the next one, I've just got a small medical thing that should be no big deal for me. But it's causing me a bit of discomfort this evening. It popped up over the last day. Hopefully it'll go out quickly. Do you know what I am saying? You know what I'm saying? Yes, I know what you are saying. I love butters. So this is my mold of 6. I'm pretty inclined to keep this. I just want to figure out what I'm tossing back. Probably Field of Ruin in the dark. I think everything else in this hand is great. What is up, Jiggy Wiggy? We're going to be playing your deck after this one. I was thinking I might not be able to get to it, just only because I'm in some discomfort this evening, but I think it's not going to be too bad, and I think I'll be okay to get there. What was the meme deck from yesterday? Which one? Oh, the Redless Control? No, that wasn't Jiggy's. That was Screenwriter NY's, who I assume is New Yorker. That was not... the Jiggy's is much more of a meme deck than Screenwriters was. Screenwriters was the sort of punch-worthy pick, very similar to Iceberg Control with a splish splash of white. Scale up. Well, looks like my Hedron Crab is on blocking duty. I'm going to go ahead and black. And then end of turn, I'm pretty sure I'm going to Surgical Extraction their scale up. I cannot... Yeah, so we don't have a Fatal Push or anything, which would have been really good to have there, but I think... Getting rid of their scale up and seeing what is in their hand is pretty valuable, although I probably should have waited till draw step. Actually, depending on what I want to play here, that wouldn't be good. And so they have Vines of Vastwood in their hand, and then we're going to get a little look-see at their library. Remember, always take a picture, because it lasts longer. Jiggy's was the Mox Tantalite meme. Yeah. Well, that's the one we're playing today. Speaking of which, like... Jig, I think going into the future, like I know it's a community league deck, so that's definitely like a great reason to try the Tantalite. And really, I've never seen anyone do it before, so you know, what is it, McKinley or whoever it was that climbed Everest? You know, why did we do it? Because it was there. Well, why did we play with Mox Tantalite? Because it was there. You know, someone had to do it. Yeah, you just love Tantalite. Yeah, I don't. No. Mox Ember is pushing it for me. Like, it's pretty fringe, but at least is playable. Mox Amber is gas, yeah. All right, so now we've got a Visions of Beyond that's going to draw us 3 cards if we glimpse them and then they untap. They're going to go to 19 cards in graveyard, so not quite. I am going to play it now. Obviously we have no... I could, like, Visions of Beyond to draw a single card and hope to draw a Fatal Push here. Right now, we know one of the cards in their hand is a Spell Snare, so depending on what they draw here, they could kill us now, or we might have to... they might have to wait till next turn. They did not have that Windswept Heath when I Surgicaled them, so there's a good chance we're surviving here. Yeah. We are in the danger zone, though. We know they have Spell Pierce as one card. We have no idea what the other could be. Mox Amber is a well-designed Mox because it can be broken, but only in specific archetypes. I don't even think that's true, though. I think it's a well-designed one because it basically can't be broken. Like, it's just... It gives you explosive starts, but I wouldn't say explosive starts are sort of the definition of broken. So I think we're just dead here. We're going to have Visions of Beyond during their upkeep, but even if we draw a double Fatal Push, we're not going to be able to get it through their Spell Pierce, because we're going to be 1 mana short. So I don't think we can possibly survive here, but let's see what happens. We were against Infect on the play, so... Sometimes you go and die to the good deck. Makes it a nice, snappy game 1, and generally going to be a quick match. Like, I don't agree with the statement that Mox Amber is ever, like, broken. I think it's quite good, but, like, you need a permanent that costs colored mana in play. So it's never... Wow! We literally drew the cards we need to get there, quote-unquote, and we can't do it. This is a shame. Well, we're going to show them how sick our luck was here. Never let anyone tell you that I'm not lucky. I'm lucky and I still lose. I just want them to know that they deserve the win. Okay. So Aether Gust is good. Crypt Incursion is not. And Collective Brutality is like okay-ish. Yeah, I think that's all we're bringing in here. I think Surgical can go out here. It's not particularly effective in this matchup. I cut one too many because of the Crypt Incursion, so I think we'll just keep one of the Surgicals then. Seems fine. Seems okay to be getting on with. Okay, cool. But I'm willing to take arguments on Mox Amber is broken. Or, sorry, yeah, Mox Amber can be broken. I mean, like, I did play a Urza Breach deck when that was, like, the new hotness. All right, I'm going to keep this one. I think we're just bottoming Visions of Beyond. By the time we will want one, we'll probably find one. Although I guess with Archive Trap in the opener here, maybe I was supposed to bottom the Glimpse the Unthinkable because the Visions of Beyond was going to give me a way to bridge the gap to my black mana. So we'll see how this opener goes. Hierarch, okay. That's kind of good because this gives us a window to land our Mesmeric Orb. Our one Surgical popped up. I'm almost tempted to just Surgical or Windswept Heath, hope we get lucky and take out the other land card they may have. On the flip side, that's obviously like excessive. Hitting the Might of Old Kroza might be okay. Looking at their deck list, they are playing 4 of it, and it would seem likely to me that they will keep them in. So let's hit the Might of Old Krozas, see if we can't get 1 or 2 out of their hand here, because this came off the top with the mill. So there's a reasonable chance they have one in their hand. They could Spell Pierce this. That's a bit of a tell if they do so. Unfortunately, my Aether Gust can't take out the Blighted Agent. They do have one in their hand. Sick. And we're going to take a quick... we're just going to take a quick look at their hand here. So they've got Dat Member, Mystical Dispute, and Vines. So they can hit me for 6 next turn. Our creatures are not going to be relevant here. And Mystical Dispute exists to mess with our Archive Trap. So even though I could cast this for 0 right now, I think. Well, might as well get them to burn the Dismember that they have. Their hand is Mystical Dispute, Might of Old Kroza, and a land. Also, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I 100% missed the chance on turn 1 to hit them with the Archive Trap. So we'll see how much of a mistake that ends up being. All right, phone is about to die. Talk to you later. Ah, see you, friend. Okay. Okay, we've taken 6. Oh, 7. Yikes! And we take 3 next turn, so we might just be dead. No ability to get anything through here. And we can't draw Fatal Push and the land, so yeah, we're just dead here as long as they play it correctly. If they counter this... Oh, no, it doesn't even matter if they counter this because the Blighted Agent... yeah. Yep. Just going down to a deck that is even more aggressive than what we are. Opponent correctly letting the Manic Scribe resolve because it doesn't actually stop Blighted Agent in any way. Blighted Agent has unblockable. So. J Money cracking us down for a quick win here. Yeah. They saw the line. They clicked attack. Jiggy Puffs. Ooh, Corona. The False God. Yeah. It's probably the first... I think this is the first 7 we get to keep. Double Glimpse gets us to Visions, plus Manic Scribe is possibly reasonable. We'll find out. We're on the draw, which is, of course, a tad unfortunate. Oh, might get... Yeah. Inquisitioned. Well, that's a very good pickup. Excuse me. I would like to play my new covered island. Okay, so probably going to go ahead and resolve our Manic Scribe here. So each opponent puts the top 3 cards into the graveyard. Once we have Delirium, they will do that every upkeep. Oh, but they use their Bolt on it, which is a reasonable choice. Oof, looks like our opponent is stalling out a little bit. Jund deck, not doing too many Jund things over there. They are 1 card away from my Glimpse the Unthinkable activating my Visions of Beyond here. 1 card. Maybe they will put it in for me this turn. Yikes, that's a great draw. Oops. Alright, it's cool. We've got a second main phase. And save targets. Dude. Let's get Watery Grave. I don't really need triple blue for any spell in particular, but it doesn't hurt to have the fullness of our color suite. Okay, opponent is on 25 cards in their graveyard, and we've got a Glimpse the Unthinkable in our hand that they will be inclined to take if this situation arises. Scoos. Skullsball. So it looks like their clock is going to be a little too slow versus ours. Let's see how she goes. Seems very likely that their clock is going to be too slow here. Okay, let's get a Swamp out of my deck here. 1 Swamp, snow-covered Swamp. Loot. Alright, mill for tree. Alright, so Drown the Loch obviously buys me a bunch of time. Mesmeric Orb is going to mill them for 5 this turn, and more next turn. The downside of playing Orb and passing here is that I'm slightly nervous about dying. Maybe I shouldn't be. I think leaving up Drown the Loch is maybe not the worst choice in the world. Can they escape a Croxa? They can. So I think I'm going to sit this turn. Or maybe just jam the Mesmeric Orb. So if they play Croxa, I'm pretty sure... So they'll mill for 5 this turn. If they play Croxa, they mill for at least another 4. So they're down to 12 cards. They're going to draw 1. I'm going to glimpse them for 10. So that's not quite lethal. They would be able to kill me with the Croxa plus the board they have right now. Obviously, I have double drown the Loch to play the turn after that, but it's a little hairy. I'm gonna pass here. Leave up the drown. Yeah, I'll take 5 here. They've played 2 lightning bolts earlier this game, so I think it's unlikely for them to have another one here quickly. Okay, depending on how many creatures they eat here. So now they can't cast Kroxa. I could take 6, but... So they need specifically a black source in hand in order to be able to cast Kroxa, so I'm just going to take a little gamble here, remove the Scavenging Ooze, and hopefully we don't get punished for the choice. Okay, good. Ran 6 is fine. Okay, so it looks like we got this one. Next turn they're going to mill for 4 with the Mesmeric Orb. Sorry, 5. That's an insane pickup. Okay, we're going to leave up the drown here again, just to insulate ourselves from death. Should be in good shape. Just a little incident involving the boogeyman. All right, I'll take 3. 3 is fine. You're fine. It's fine. I'm gonna be fine. Definitely not gonna die to a flurry of lightning bolts. They're pinging me with Ren and 6. Desperation time for the Jund camp here, and it does appear as if. Okay. So I can just discard. So they're going to mill 3 during their next upkeep. I need to draw land for that to be relevant. So what I'm thinking is I just discard the Glimpse the Unthinkable and drown the Bloodbraid Elf. Yeah. If they search their library at all here, then we get to win sort of outright. Okay. Goif. Okay. I can block that. Oh, okay, just win. Cool. Hey, Larry's Punchworthy, you like playing Lava Axe in your burn deck? I do. Boosh. See ya. Yay! Woohoo! Waha! Alright, so Yund A. This Crypt Incursion could be okay here. Actually, Brutality's not very good. It doesn't deal with Goives. I don't think Ashiok's particularly good. Aether Gust is probably all we're looking for here. Probably cut the Crypt Incursion. And a Surgical. Surgical's fine against Jund, but it's not like a haymaker or anything like that. Getting rid of the Croxus is a fine thing to do, but I think that's a fine choice. Could go down on some of the creatures, I guess, but I wonder if the deck just doesn't want Urian. Then you could go down to a 60-card version, Jake. But I think Urian with Urza is so good, dude. Like, I wouldn't want to play Urza and the artifact package without Urian. Best starts are Kinnan and Mox Amber. Right, but if you're playing a Mox Amber deck, you probably want to be playing Yikes. Which is kind of busted in its own little way, so... Yeah. You could try a 60 card version. I mean, the 60 card Urza decks are right now seem just as popular, if maybe more so than the ooh. Don't like that. I boarded one of those out, right? Yeah, there it is. Well, now we're here. So, yikes. All right, little crabs, it's all on you, baby. All right, Mr. Krabs. Well, I mean, we're going to be able to control the size of their Goyf reasonably well. Might be able to take out a lot of their threats here. Let's see what's up. So, play the Hedron Crab. Glory to the Hedron Crab. Play Mesmeric Orb. Hold on. Cancel. Go and save targets. You. Okay, yeah, we're yielding. Cool. So, okay. Oh, sorry. Always yield. Okay, so I want to get black mana with this, and I can do so without really costing myself down the line. So let's get a swamp. Our colors are good enough here. So out of their graveyard, what am I most interested in taking away? I don't really care about Raven's Crime with the hand that I have. What are they most likely to have in their hand? Okay, so I think Bloodbrave Elf is probably the most important thing to take off the bat. So, and then we can see what's in their hand. So they've got Ashiok, Klothys, Kolaghan's Command, Croxa, Liliana the Veil. So we're gonna take a screenshot-aroo here. Then we might be able to have a little bit of fun here with Cabal Therapy. So let's look at their graveyard. Are any of these cards in their graveyard? No? None of these cards are in their graveyard? Yikes. Well, they don't have any lands in their hand, so their next play is Croxa, which will then get to Surgical, so I'm okay with this. Yeah, their hand seems generally pretty weak here. If I Surgicaled their Tarmogoyfs, it would get them off of having creatures in the graveyard at this point, but I don't think it's worth it. I think we're just going to take the 4 here. I think we're going to start one more. We're going to discard a Surgical to Croxa, and then our next turn is going to be Land, Orb, Surgical again. The next Surgical will be targeting Croxas, and hopefully we're in good shape then. We're going to do that during their next draw step. Sorry. So next turn is going to be Darkslick Shores, melee for 6, play Mesmeric Orb, and then draw step Surgical. So should be in good shape here. Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to help you try brewing the canonical adventure deck with 60 cards and like Kinnan, Mox, Emry, Urza. Trying to think of what else is sort of core, like the Astrolabes and stuff like that. We'll figure it. Karn. Okay, so their hand is currently all Trinket Mage is a little bit goofy. Okay, nothing in their hand is gonna help them search, which kind of sucks, but okay, mill them for 6, play Orb. Just gonna mill them for 4. So they're on 30 cards. And then what? Yeah, we're just hitting their Croxus during the draw step. Hopefully they don't. Oh, they can't Liliana me. Okay. Goodbye, Croxa. Because we are degens. I mean, I am into trying it. The number of lands in your current build is insane to... What the flip? Are they all in the graveyard? What? 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 They're not playing anymore. Okay. Yikes. Okay, so we're in trouble because there's going to be probably a Kolaghan's Command that shatters my Mesmeric Orb and possibly goes after the card in my hand, possibly goes after one of my Hedron Crabs. Either way, then there's... Yeah, this is going to be bad. We'll see how bad. Yeah. Okay, so they did decide to kill one of the crabs. So if they draw a fetch land to get to their Liliana... Oh, no, they had the swamp. That's right. Okay, well, that's a super good pickup. But if they choose to play Liliana next turn, we could be in trouble, although they're probably just going to edict my crab. So we might be okay here. Ren and 6 are lands. Yeah, I know. Well, also Ren and 6 adds to the... Damn it! That was going to be really good. I was hoping they were going to edict me there. Well, yikes. All right, we're in trouble. I mean, we're only a couple top decks away, but they are on 23 cards in their library still, so seems like bad news. Yeah, that's fine. They discarded Thoughtseize. Fair enough. Clothis? Sure. Clothis is like an okay clock against us, but it's not really going to be... Yep, that'll work. Hi, friend. Get him, Mesmeric Orb. It's not actually going to outrace what they have going on right now. They literally don't have to tap anything anymore. And once they have the Liliana ultimate, they'll probably just split my piles into Mesmeric Orb versus everything else, and I'll probably have to keep the orb. I mean, the crab wasn't going to do anything unless I drew lands, so... We just need running... We need running Glimpse the Unthinkables here. But Ren 6 is also really good with Mox Amber, Jake, so that's the other reason to have the Ren 6s like that. I love Ren 6 personally. Although I kind of like a higher land count in a Ren 6 deck, because then you can keep fetching. But I guess it's not really necessary, especially with Urza. If you had 16 lands, what is that, like 8 fetches, 8 fetchables? Is that... Yeah, I think that's probably where you'd end up. Maybe like 6 and 10. Ooh, that Raging Ravine's gonna kill me. Alright, so we're dead next turn. Bang. Alright, we died. We drew 2 Archive Traps, which is great. But we drew the Archive Traps at timings where we didn't want to. We had the triple Surgical Extraction. We had double Surgical Extraction, double Crab Opening, which was fine. Then we top decked the 3rd Surgical, and that was not going to do it. I think Crypt Incursion might be better here than I think it is. Let me just toss one of these Manic Scribes for it. One out for one. Well, this hand's a banger. Yeah. Yeah, this is right where we want to be, kind of. It's not fast. It's not explosive. It doesn't have any Archive Traps, but this is definitely a keeper. Ugh. I think after this match, I'm going to change really quick. It's toasty warm in here. Or no, maybe I'll just put the AC on. I don't think Midge will object. I just do it now because the opponent is tanking. All right. Let's do it. Prismatic Vista, and we start with that. Play Island and Crab. I'm going to hit them with the Winch Wine. Thank you, Andrea Mengucci, for teaching the world about Legacy, but most importantly, having such a fabulous accent while doing so. Okay. Triggers. Oops. Save target. Always yield. Alright, so we do have the option of Surgical here. We're going to Manic Scribe first. Bang, bang. Alright. They're not likely to be playing too many copies of Kolaghan's Command. So the only thing in that graveyard that I really want to hit right now is Tarmogoyf. I think just surgicaling a Goyf here and sort of getting the lay of the land is not the worst idea. We did hit one out of their hand. That's how you like to do it. They have nothing to play next turn, which is great. Always lucky, friends. Just always be lucky, and then you will win at Magic. This is not big enough. This is too big. Alright, we good. So next turn they're going to play land nothing, so we're going to get to Mesmeric Orb, and they do not have a Kolaghan's Command in their hand yet. They are going to play Ashiok the turn after that, and then the turn after that they're going to hit us with a Bloodbraid Elf, which is fine. I think I'd rather resolve the Mesmeric Orb first. It's going to make their casting spells for them is now less good. Downside of Manic Scribe is their Ashiok is going to knock out my graveyard. So Manic Scribe is basically textless here. It seems really awkward in this matchup. I'm not sure where across the board Manic Scribe is supposed to be really good, but it's definitely hasn't been phenomenal here. Okay, so now our Field of Ruin does not allow us to search, which is a little frustrating. That's a good pickup. Since milling them right now doesn't actually get me to any particularly good spot, we're just going to pass the turn, and then we're going to drown either the Bloodbraid Elf or the card they cascade off of it. Yeah. They are content to keep milling me. Creatures have 0 power, so that's fine. What do you got? Lightning Bolt. Boo! Fine. Resolves. Oh, this means I get to push the elf, though? Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. Because we extracted their Tarmogoyf, so. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah. Oh, no, they only had 17 in there. Shoot. Why did I do that? All right. Didn't count. I counted 30 in their library for some reason, and then I just straight up was like, yep, that means that they have at least X number in the graveyard. And we got to 4 card types there, which is going to cause the Manic Scribe to trigger during their upkeep. So they're going to mill 4 there, which is great. So they're milling 8. So looks like we should be okay here. Unless they top deck the Kolaghan's Command like right now. So their hand could be all lands at this point. They definitely have 2 more, I believe. Oh, possibly 3. No, I hit them on turn 2. So those are all in play? Those are all in play. All right. No, I don't think they use the Verdant Catacombs. They haven't used their Catacomb. Overgrown Tomb. Alright, they made their decision. Trophy. Yikes. Okay, things are gonna get a little dicey from here, I guess. That sucks. Man, that sucks. We've got Drown, so we can kind of go 1-for-1 with them for a little while, but if they have a Croxa, yeah, they do. That's going to start getting tough soon. We just need to hit one more good mill card. So, I don't know what we're looking at. 3 Archive Traps got exiled. Good lord. And 1 Glimpse. But that's it. We still have a few left. Oh, well, I mean, we could just immediately top deck it, I guess. I mean, I guess that's fine. You know, it's fine. It's a reasonable thing to happen there, I guess. If we had one more mana, we could have... No, because Field doesn't search right now. But we were very close right there to being able to go, like, Field of Ruin into... Uh-oh. That was a good flip. They're on 0 cards, though. It doesn't matter. They can't kill us fast enough. Yay, magic. Got them. Oh, because they choose not to play it. Neat. All right, they bought themselves a turn. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and block here. I think. Am I? Yeah, I might as well. So guarantee that I can prevent the damage here because they tapped out this turn. They're going to draw the Maelstrom Pulse next turn, so if they choose to play it, then... yeah, opponent concedes. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Just got to hit the washroom, and then we'll be back for the rest of this league. Ouch. All right. Into match the third. So, interesting one there against Jund, the Jund Menace. Classic Jund, back in all of its glory. Tomorrow, for anyone who is interested, we're going to be doing a Jund day. We're going to be playing Classic Jund and Classic Jund followed by Luris Jund. We'll see if Luris Jund is reasonably playable in this. Metagame. Sorry. Finishing my thought. Seems like a reasonable 7. In the dark. We don't know anything about our opponent's deck. I think I keep this. It's land heavy, but our deck is a little land light, so... yeah, sorry about that. All right. I had a reasonably important email, so. Okay, lost the crab. Should be okay here. So, tap land. Looks like we're against some kind of black-green X deck, so... Yikes. Well, there goes our Mesmeric Orb. Unless for some reason they're more afraid of Glimpse. Or maybe they have an answer for the Orb. Okay, so they probably have an answer for the Orb, but we're going to make them play it. They're also on... Oh, no, they are not on one land. Okay. Yep, there's a trophy. Cool. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Just being a little slow and distracted. Crab is the best card in the mill. Okay, I'll take your word for it. All right, we're gonna attack their green mana here, which is sort of going to attack their black mana by proxy. So when you're attacking, I assume this is Jund. So when you're attacking Jund's mana here, while what I was destroying was Overgrown Tomb. Like, obviously it depends on their hand, but what I was attacking there was Overgrown Tomb. Overgrown Tomb is a green-black land, so they want access to the green mana for things like Tarmogoyf. So they have to get the Forest, which means they don't have double black for things like Liliana the Veil. They've been missing land drops. Obviously they filled it in there immediately, but I think it was still the correct choice. I think. I'm sure Roy is going to tell me, like, oh, well, if you actually think about it and you think about it backwards in the way that you're supposed to, you'll see that obviously the right thing to do there is to attack the Blood Crypt, which that makes sure that they get the mountain, which means their next land could go for... Yeah. Anyway. Sometimes I need smarter Magic players than I to explain seemingly basic concepts to me. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just not play any of these lands. I don't need more than 4 mana unless what I need is 5 mana. I guess I could play Oboro. We're going to play Oboro. Oboro is in the deck because it combos with Hedron Crab, which obviously we don't have any of. And the maximum amount of mana we would need is 5 for an archive trap. Okay, we'll discard Darkslick Shore, clearly the worst card in our hand. We have another Fatal Push for the Goyf that they just got back, so we're going to be okay here. We just need to get some mill going. That's some mill going. Bloop. Bang. Obviously has the potential downside of hitting some amount of Kroxa. Looks like we dodged that, so gonna be okay here. Resolve. Mana push. Get out of here. Skadoosh. Yeah, it feels like your deck, Jiggy, would just stomp all over Jund. I'm assuming they're going to have some Bloodbraid Elves or things of that nature in their hand here. Which means this land drop is going to be very dangerous. Well, maybe not. I mean, that's still very, very bad for us because we are making little to no headway here. We really need to top deck a Visions of Beyond. That's not great. Would have been good a turn ago, but it's not good here. Luckily, they are likely to have some kind of spell they want to cast. So, Liliana doesn't kill you. She just makes your life a little inconvenient, let's say. So, discard my fetch land. It's only useful with Hedron Crab, really, so it's fine. Manic Scribe would actually be a reasonable draw. It would mill them for 3, and then on their upkeep, mill them for 3 and cause them to activate their Liliana. Yikes. Don't like that one. Alright, come on. Come on, little deck. Can't do this to me forever. Damn it. Alright. Why couldn't that happen earlier when I had nothing in my hand? Okay. Last card in their hand was Assassin's Trophy. Fair enough. Archive Trap. Yeah, that'll work. All right. So, should get another Liliana activation out of them here. I'm going to burn them down to 16 cards in the library. Scoops. Sure. Of course, that Scavenging Ooze is likely to kill us before we're able to yeah, they have infinite creatures in their graveyard, so Scavenging Ooze is likely to kill us before they will mill out here. Yikes. Okay, we'll see what they choose to do with their Liliana. Oh, yeah, actually, no, if they fetch, we'll go after the Kroxa in their graveyard, otherwise, they don't need to bother. They don't have the colors right now. If they draw land, they might. Yeah, exactly like that. Oh, they're electing to Scooze instead? Got it. Okay. Scooze eating Scooze. The Cannibal Scooze. Cannibal Scoozer. Do you see it? The death of all that you love. They're falling quickly now. Okay, currently on a 4-turn clock, but likely they will be able to get me down over the next 2, because they can get on to 7. Oh, they're going for the ult. Okay, so we're going to respond to this by bouncing my Oboro. This means the worst they can do here is have me sacrifice half of my lands. We get to save an extra card this way. So Oboro has the ability, for anyone who's never seen it, 1 colorless, return Oboro Palace in the Clouds to its owner's hand. It's a legendary land that taps for a blue. Yeah, we're going to keep the Watery Grave, because I like it. Because I like it. Alright, we're going to eat their Kroxa now. Kroxa. Titan of Death's Hunger. Pew! So they could fetch and eat it in response with the Scavenging Ooze, but that means they won't be able to... Okay, what's in the rest of their... They have 2 Bloodbraid Elves. Yikes. And the Raging Ravine. Okay. If we words, I have words. The best words. Hold on. That is an exceptional pickup. It's going to keep us in this game. If we... No, I had something that's gone now. All good. No problem. Just definitely having a off day. It's got to be a lightning bolt, right? Get out of here. Sure. And Jiggy, is there any way in your deck to play some big non-human threat that Kinnan can pick up? Is that a thing we can do? Is there any way that you can fit something in there? Need Lawson Zandy. He's done the research on this repeatedly. Okay, we are in big trouble here in game one. However, it's a reasonable card to get us through this. All we need is a Glimpse the Unthinkable, Archive Trap. I think even Breaking and Entering would do it now. Because they're down to... Yeah, Breaking and Entering will kill them here. We are going to fetch at end of turn for a tiny percentage higher chance to draw the kill. In terms of our life total, it shouldn't affect anything, and it definitely affects the odds a little bit. And there it is. Break them. Break them in half, baby. That's a sweet piece of art that nobody knows. Nobody knew. All right, cool. So let's keep mostly the surgicals. I think I want the Crypt Incursion. So what did we bring in last time? It's like the Aether Gusts and the just the Aether Gusts? That seems wrong. Maybe Ashiok? I guess against their deck we don't really have a lot of ways to defend it, but I thought I brought in 4 cards last time. 1 Manic Scribe. Can't figure out what else I would have brought in, so not gonna worry about it. Cut a Drown in the Loch. Hey, what's up, Blitz MTG? We playing Yo deck now, and if I'm making any ludicrous missteps with it, please let me know. Would you board in Ashiok against Jund? I don't think I did last match, which I won. We just squeezed out a game 1, by the way, with Breaking Entering. Okay. If Blitz MTG says yes, we gonna do it. We are on the draw here, if that's relevant. Because we managed to squeeze out game 1. I think what it was is last time I was like, I'm gonna consider boarding in Collective Brutality, and then I was like, that's a dumbass idea. That is for burn, but basically nothing else. It's not really gonna kill a Scoos. Surgicals are not great here. Yeah, it's like a split thing because it's nice to take out Croxa because Croxa is like a crazy clock. And we're like 100% giving them access to it every game. You're just waking up. What time zone are you in? Or are you an evening nap kind of person? I usually take a midday nap when I'm on a work schedule, so I find it keeps me sharp. You can play 2 surgicals at most. Well, I just cut down to 0. You work overnights. Got it. This hand is not great. We managed it last game with something that looked like this, but I don't know if I can get away with murder twice here. I think I'm going to ship this. Roy, tell me I'm right. I need to know. I need confirmation from the internets. Thanks, bud. Yikes. I don't... Dude, I know that feeling. When I had the Turbo Prison deck, it was like 2 weeks ago now. There's I literally got invited to the Discord for Pyro Prison players, and I was like, okay. And because I was gonna stream some of the prison decks, I was like, hey, how do I let you guys know that I'm streaming? And they're like, okay, just if you stream mostly Magic. I'm like, yeah, I stream all Magic. And they're like, okay, we'll put you in the channel for streaming. But then now occasionally people come in from there because it's an automatic thing. Every time I go live, it just tells people in there that I'm going live. I think I want a Visions in Response guarantee that I draw or have a shot at drawing a land here. Every time I go live, it lets that Discord know. But I'm not a dedicated prison player like someone like Fluffy Wolf does a lot of prison decks, as do a lot of their streamers. So I'm like the lone person in there who's consistently going live and not streaming what their entire Discord is about. And what I wanted to do was just post it in there when I was playing a deck that they would care about. But that's not how it works. The channel is locked. The channel for posting about when your stream is going live is locked, and it's a bot that automates, which in one way is convenient, but for someone like me who's like, I just want to post about it when it's relevant for them, it doesn't work. Everos streamed my list last night, but he got battered. Well, we're 1-1 here so far, and we took game 1 against Jun, so the Uprising of Yund seems to be okay for this deck. Who is Everos? I have no idea who this is. Lawson knows who it is. I don't just like go trolling through the Twitch streams. So there's people who come up that I don't know who they are. Maybe it's because they're always streaming in the evening. It seems like they're streaming in the evening, and I'm always streaming in the evening. So I don't. And when I'm on an off night, I don't tend to try to go watch other streams. I'll just play Magic and watch YouTube videos. So we got double Archive Trap here. It's gonna be sick. And then we lose everything but Aether Gust, which is gonna suck, but hey. They boarded up, by the way. They did the smart thing. So this is gonna be a tough game. Hopefully we could top deck Ashiok or something like that. Okay. Our opening hand here was really bad, so we might have to go to game 3 on this. Boarding up is bad unless opponent is Titan? What? Explain. I think Jund can board up pretty effectively. Like, let's look at some of the things they brought in. I guess Pillage is a pretty dead draw. Weather the Storm is a super dead draw. So, I'm going to play this Crab. It incentivizes them to use the Liliana downtick rather than anything else. There's a good chance they have like a Bolt in hand or something like that, but Jund might be able to, depends on land count. Yeah, well, what you do, though, is that you just make sure that you keep a sort of land-heavier opener, or, like, single fetch land plus Ren and 6 is, like, the only thing you need, right? Which, obviously, they didn't have here, but they easily could have. What are they playing for black? Having a confuse. Thonking. Oh, Roy, if you want something fun to do... Yikes. If you want something... They boarded in Collective Brutality against me. Actually, it kind of makes sense. Roy, you can check out the Jiggy Wiggy deck that we're playing next and let us know... Let me know if there are any suggestions you have for that. it often forces them to mull more. Yeah, I guess I understand that. What is up, Ashiok and crew? We are here in a dire-looking game. Are you gonna meme it up with Tantalite? Yeah, I am. I'm just looking for suggestions in the future. Because, like, obviously we want to iterate on that deck and see if you can actually make it into something good, right? No, I mean Springleaf Drum for sure. Okay, this is one of the best possible draws. Without them interacting with Ashiok, this is 20 cards milled. The downside is it's going to blank our future Drowning Lochs, but got our first Goldfish results in a while today. Nice. Excuse me. Also. 3-2 in a prelim? I assume? Yikes. Alright, how many lands are they going to let me keep? Probably one. Really? Okay, I think they'll let me keep one. Yeah. I think I'm taking this pile. Well, so the Ashiok gets to mill them for 4, and then we just lose it. So choose a pile to sacrifice, by the way. Choose pile 2. What is that? Ashiok Sal? Better call Sal. No? Sal Vulcano? From Impractical Jokers. I have no idea what that is. Is this one of those American cultural references? I'm Canadian. I'd appreciate if you spoke to something that I could share my experience with here. Someone's never been in the Ashiok channel. I've not. I've never been in the Ashiok channel. You goober, I'm Canadian. Fair enough. Trophy. Womp womp. This is okay, though, because now we can kill their Scavenging Ooze. You know this? I did not know this. Oh, maybe you mentioned it last time. Are you from the West Coast? You're from the West Coast, right? From British Columbia or something? Okay. Well, yikes. Can't drown that one. Oh, the Darkslick Shores isn't an island, though. All right, well, we're not as dead as we could have been. Nice. Hail to the crab. Oh, Edmonton. From the east? I am from the east. I'm from Ontario. Toronto. Yikes! Come on now. I don't know how meme you feel like going today. Why? I'm afraid of the question. Imagine being from the worst province. You mean Alberta? Okay, that's a bad draw. Because there's no way they're going to search before doing anything else. On the plus side, Liliana can't kill us, so... The hell? Jeez, they're just ripping the hottest of fire here. And that's going to pick up their Scavenging Ooze? Holy crap. It's a good mill list, and I played a very different mill list a couple weeks back, which we 4-1'd with, which was great. What? You have a Liliana in play? Oh, because they don't want to... What? They returned Scavenging Ooze to their hand, and they made me discard a card. Instead, I don't... Okay, whatever. Yeah, right? And now they're going to play the Scooze, so they don't have to discard a card, hopefully. And I'm going to get to push it, which is great. This is fantastic. I mean, obviously, the situation is awful, but in terms of how badly this could have gone... Liliana is the reason why John fixed us. Yeah, I can see that. She's definitely been a problem. And, like, we have, like, really no answer for her. Like, we can't board in Mystical Dispute. Aether Gust doesn't work. Yeah, that card is going to be something. What is it? I thought it was going to be Like, obviously they can't name it Smother, but like the original spoiler or preview was in Portuguese or something, so it looked like it was going to be Smother. It was like Sultado or something like that. Plunge? I don't think it's Plunge. Anything looking broken in M21 already? Yeah, there is some stuff. Okay, so that's a sick draw for us. For some reason, they drew something they wanted to hold on to, so they didn't pick up their Liliana there. Yeah, there's some really good looking stuff in M21. We can jump through the spoiler a little bit in between matches here. Well, let me tell you something. Nothing is as good as Scryfall when there's no translation, and so Scryfall gives it like a joke name, basically. Boop. Don't fail me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Son of a... Seriously? I guess that's fair. Yikes. Super duper dead. Yeah, come on. Alright, game 3. Jund always has perfects. It really feels like it. I miss Luris Jund. That deck was so good, but in a completely different way.
It is imperative that we crush the freedom fighters before the start of the rainy season.
And remember, a shiny new donkey for whoever brings me the head of Colonel Montoya.
Thank you for the follow, Blitz MTG. Hope you appreciate the little follow announcement. By little, I mean large. All right. I think we're good with our sideboarding here. You only remember when Jen beats you, and they only beat you when they draw the perfects. Yeah. 100%. They're definitely like a very high rolling deck. You want Nightmare Weaver? Oh boy. I don't think I have time to get it. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I guess Nightmare Weaver fills a similar role to... This could be the nuts. We're keeping the hell out of this. Sorry, did I say could be the nuts? This is the nuts. I was kind of thinking that Ashiok would be for a matchup that your opponent would have less creatures that could attack it down. So like blue-white control, like Ashiok seems insane, right? Like that seems like the control breaker. Yeah. Crab people. So now we've incentivized them to do something about our crab, which is great. You've got crabs, ass face. Oh, friendo. Oops. Oh, I have to let them finish searching. Oops. Hopefully they don't read. They don't read me too well and go shock Overgrown Tomb so that they have Veil of Summer here. Don't do it. Cool. Thank God. Opponent missed the read. Or maybe they just don't have the Veil of Summer. Whee! Enjoy! Enjoy Boobarama, sir! Unfortunately, they still have 39 cards left. Oh, where's Larynx Punchworthy? He was supposed to come back with some Simpsons quotes. This is gonna be brutality, isn't it? Yeah, I won't. I ran into Mill with Kinnan Urian yesterday. How'd that go? Sideboarded up to 92 cards. Yeah, this is so brutal. Why is this so brutal? Collective Brutality should not be this good against me. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. They're gonna take my Glimpse the Unthinkable, and then we have a bunch of cards that vaguely protect us, but not from Liliana. Maybe this is bad matchup. Maybe I should trust the person who actually top-8'd with this list, huh? Okay, so we're going to return Oboro to my hand, and I'm gonna play it, and then we're gonna click concede. No, wait, hold on. We drew Drown in the Loch, which is actually kind of the nuts here. 93 cards. You're a good human, Jig. Love you. Love it. You got very lucky to top 8. Well, I mean, like, everyone who top 8s in most events is lucky to be there, right? Have you considered playing Lurrus in the sideboard? It looks live prior to boarding. You mean in this deck? Actually, it's definitely a thing you could do. Okay, so they have Veil of Summer here. Well, that's a best possible, isn't it? They actually do have enough cards in their library this time. Played Lurrus pre-nerf. That's fair. Yeah, actually, Roy, if you look through the 5-0 deck dump as well as some of the recent competitive tournaments, it is actually true that multiple decks have opted to not play a companion and just play the 15th sideboard card, which I think is great. I think unless the companion fits really well into the archetype, then a lot of the time I'm much happier this way. Okay, so we drew the nuts. Before I play that, maybe I should have played it first because I could draw the Manic Scribe or Hedron Crab here, which I'd want to play in the main phase. And yeah, okay. So we're still gonna play the Scribe here, which might eat a piece of their removal, which is fine. It's kind of what we would expect of it. So that's put me shields down to a boil. So actually, I'm gonna just pass the turn here. Ancestral Recalls gas in Modern. Who knew? Who knew? I played a lot of Ancestral Visions before. Okay, is this Boil or is this Bloodbraid? If Bloodbraid, no problem. If Boil, upsetting. Bloodbraid into Boil? Opponent is waffling. They don't know how they wanted to send me to the Shadow Realm here. So Blitz, is this, or no, Ashiok, is this a normal time for your stream to end? Because I feel like I've been rated by you at approximately this timing twice now. I guess I could have just discarded a fatal, or not a fatal push, discarded a land to that, taken a 3, and then just pushed it. But that's not the choice I made, so now we're here. Yeah, that's fair, Roy. I mean, I don't. It's not something that is easy to definitively say either. So, so if I Field of Ruin, I can still play Manic Scribe. So the question is, do I want to mess with their mana? They have the colors for Kroxa right now, so yes, I do, and I want to attack one of their sources that's going for green. They've got black, black, black. And they've only got red, red here, so let's attack the Stomping Grounds. I don't know, I think you were not here for it, Roy, but I had an interesting situation which I think you would enjoy as the sort of mental hypothetical, because you are good on that stuff. Check which basics are in Graveyard. Oh, yeah. I mean, that would have been worth doing. Now we know that they didn't have a forest, right? Or, no, we don't. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that would be the thing to do next time. Hopefully they don't have a lightning bolt here. They lightning bolted me? Do you know what this card does? Okay. Also, Boil right now only kills one of my lands. Yeah, 2 swamp, 1 mountain, 1 forest. That's correct. That's the go-to. Thoughtseize. Yeah, that's fine. None of these cards are relevant until you play creature. Maybe they're clearing the way for Ashiok here. Or not Ashiok, Liliana here. Wouldn't be surprised. Trophy. Yeah. Sure. Where was I? Oh yeah, so Roy, my opponent had an Overgrown Tomb and a Blood Crypt. And I had a Field of Ruin. Alright, I think I'm just saving these land drops for potential Hedron Crab at this point. I don't need... Even as many lands as I have in play now is unnecessary, and these are both islands, so if they boil me, I would like to be able to recover as well as possible. So my opponent had both Overgrown Tomb and Blood Crypt, and they started missing land drops. And the question was, what do you Field of Ruin? And the answer I came to was you field the Overgrown Tomb because that forces them to get the Forest, which takes them off of black. Yeah, Springleaf Drum replacing Mox Tantalite is something that is very likely to happen with that deck. Okay, so here comes the Kroxa. We're going to take 3 off of Discarding Island and push it. This is going to be a problem, though, because soon enough they're going to be able to... or not soon enough. Next turn they can just play it again. So a little frustrating. Kroxa is really good against us. We need to Ashiok. That's not an Ashiok. Okay, so if we're worried about taking damage, we can discard the umpteenth Fatal Push. Yeah, right? We're in that burn deck phase where we need to just top deck the lightning bolts. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm ditching Watery Grave on this one. We're going to take the 3, kill the Kroxa, and then next turn if they play it again, we'll be able to push it again. So we're in a really crappy holding pattern here. Ow. You drew so many lands when you streamed this morning. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes the variance gods are not with you. I had a rough one the last couple days. Okay. Actually, this is great. So they already have their mountain in play, so we can take them off of... Hold on. Okay, so this time we're actually going to look at their graveyard and their exile. So Forest has hit the bin. 1 swamp is at the bin, and 1 swamp is in play, so this should be a wasteland. And if I'm going to take them off of anything, we're going to take them off of their green entirely here, I guess. I think that's the best play. I'm going to consult the chat afterwards, but I've made my play. Yeah, thanks, Roy. I did play it off of stream last night because I was just wiped out, but playing off stream is considerably less taxing, and it was reasonable. Lightning bolt. Okay, that's a yikes. Okay, come on, deck. Give me the business. All right. Well, I'll take another wasteland. Take another wasteland for 400, Alex. That's your daily double. Okay, gonna spellbomb me. We still want to draw step this Fatal Push, or the Field of Ruin, I think. Field now? Do we want to wait for them to draw more cards? Is that not? I guess we know they're missing all their lands. Yeah. Right. I missed the correct window, but that's fine. They could find K command. Yeah, I guess so. Wait, why? What does K command matter? I have it confused. Oh, during the draw step 1. Yeah, and they'd have the 3 mana for it there. Yeah. Well, that's A+ draw for my opponent. They managed to... Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, this is not going to be good for y'all at all here. And we got this hideaway land. Oh, you're in trouble now, Jun player. Oh, my. Yikes. Is it? Okay, so that... We can activate this at instant speed. So, am I getting Drown in the Loch? Because Hedron Crab's probably just going to die to removal, right? This Polluted Delta, I believe, still can find a Watery Grave. Drown? Okay, good. I'm glad my instinct was fine here. So Drown counters literally anything they can play from this point, and they need to find their Verdant Catacomb missed straight up. So, and we know they don't have any more mountains. So that means they also don't have any blood crypts. They also don't have, so they're flipped. They are flipped here. Flip the table right now because they're donezo. We're just gonna fire this off. They have no green mana, so they can't. OP is salty? No, I mean, I've played Prison, my friend. Like that was a rough set of draws, and I missed my usual intro. So, for reference, people, if I've found that, so I just beat 2 Jund decks, by the way. I feel like that was a very small amount of like that was it was a pretty lucky set of like the not only drawing the fields, but the fact that they had milled at least 2 of their other basics. Our first loss was a very quick one to Infect. Blue-green Infect wrecked us. Even with sideboarding, we couldn't really pull up. We couldn't really pull up the removal enough. Infect is unwinnable. Yeah, I would have guessed so. This is exactly the kind of deck that Infect just preys on, because they not only do they have a brutally fast clock, but they have little things like Spell Pierce, and Spell Piercing one of your mill spells is often enough to buy them like 3 or 4 turns. Not that they need it. They killed me on turn 4 in game 1, and then it was like 6 or 7 in game 2, but it was very definitive. Like they weren't in danger of losing. We're here against Math God. Ooh. Snap this one off, baby. Got all we need and more. I haven't been loving the Manic Scribes Blitz. How did you find them overall? They haven't been in the mill list for a long time. I'm sure you had your reasoning, and you did perform. Your field decision 2 versus Crypt made sense, by the way. I distracted myself before reacting to that comment. Okay, good. Because I was literally, as I was saying it, if you look up the VOD, Roy, I was like, I'm pretty sure Roy is going to tell me, just like with the Urza's Tower thing, if they're still on Storm, this hand is gas. I would assume they are on Storm, yes. It looks like they're on Gift Storm. Okay, so not playing anything on turn 1, just going tapped Watery Grave. Oh no, I think I want to shock this, so I should have played the Polluted Delta, because they're reasonably likely to play a mana creature here, and I want to be able to play the Manic Scribe on turn 2. I'll just shock this. They do not know what we're on yet, so.
Compadres, it is imperative that we crush the freedom fighters before the start of the rainy season.
And remember, a shiny new donkey for whoever brings me the head of Colonel Montoya.
Well, we just got a follow from the Supreme Eldrazi Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn, so thank you for that. Love that. Big fan. All right. So against other combo decks, I have done the decent blocker while providing mill. Yep. So glad I finally found the internet up here. Where you at? Where you at, dog? Yeah, we're just gonna do Scribe. So against combo decks, especially so in Legacy particularly, in Legacy I have hit some very okay. Do I surgical their Goblin Electromancer here? I want the opinion, because against these combo decks in Legacy I have surgical things like Ponder and Brainstorm, because that oftentimes really screws up their ability to the moon. Oh, you're in Innistrād's Moon, got it. So, but is this matchup the kind of one where we want to surgical their Goblin Electromancers? Or do we wait to surgical rituals when they go off with Past in Flames? I guess that's the bigger question. Because I think those are the sort of 2 divergent ways you could handle surgical extraction in this matchup. Try to hit Grape Shot or Pith. Okay, well, we just haven't gotten a lot of opportunity to mill them. I don't think Goblin's worth surgicaling. If it were a Brawl, maybe I'd like to hear the deck builder's opinion. Yeah, I do have a push right now, so we're happy to let them resolve one. Unless they're able to go off here. It's possible if they Past in Flames, we'll be surgicaling their Manamorphose if it's the only ritual in their yard. Shoot. Problem is we're not getting priority yet. Sorry, between the first one resolving and the second one, we didn't have priority. Okay, so we can surgical both the Manamorphoses here. I kind of want to hit it, but I guess we can see what they pick up with Pier, and then if they play Past in Flames, we get to wreck them there. Why now? Well, we weren't able to do it between the first one and the second one, so yeah, I guess it doesn't make sense. I guess the Desperate Ritual. Okay, so this is looking like they have the Past in Flames and they're going to get there. But once they Pass in Flames, we're going to be able to take their Manamorphoses. And then... Okay. So right now, they only have Desperate Ritual, and then they get stalled. Yeah, that's perfect. Because they can't cast anything with just Desperate Ritual. Hello. How do you like my main deck Surgical Extraction, opponent? Do you enjoy it? Alright. So their hand is Gifts Ungiven, Brawl, Spire Bluff. I'm hoping I'm not going to look down at the chat and see people telling me I've made a horrible mistake, but I think that was pretty good. Bang, bang. Alright. Okay. How many Brawls versus Gob things? They have 2 more Brawls in their deck, 1 in their hands. So they're playing 4, and 3 Electromancers in the deck, and 1 in the graveyard. So they have 4 of those as well. I think my line is reasonable. Me too. That's why I took it. So they do have gifts for next turn, at which point we're going to be able to Archive Trap them. Okay. Well, hand has been, or our draw steps have been failing us a little bit, but... So... They have a land in hand, but it's going to come into play tapped. So if I kill this Baral, they can't Gifts next turn. So we're going to kill the Baral. We're going to send a message. Push that Baral off a Mofin cliff. Yeah, dog. Got to push it. Push it real good. Do. They didn't. Okay. So we can force a search, Archive Trap them, and then draw 3. I just don't know if I'm supposed to do this on their turn or now. I guess I'm... It seems likely to me that they have something like Remand in their hand. Although Remand against Archive Trap doesn't matter, right? So, but it would against the Visions. So let's wait for their turn, because I don't really see a downside for it. Someone tell me if you do. Or are they going to Remand? The Visions of Beyond. Yo, you gotta send the message. They're not playing Icefang Quaddle. Okay, so this is gonna give them 1 free mana for their Gifts Ungiven, but that's fine. Not particularly concerned. Yeah. So Archive Trap does cost 0 as long as they have Search this turn. So if they're remanded, it's going to still cost 0. Okay. We did hit the Grape Shot there. Now they're going to Gifts. They're going to overtap for Gifts. Okay, let's see if I can't find something. Okay. So we can still play Surgical for free here. I don't know if we want to. Nope. All right, resolves. Oh, we also could have found Archive Trap. So they're probably a little thin on the ground in terms of what they can do with this gift. Do 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 do. All right. So we choose which of these are going into their graveyard. I think I'm throwing in the grape shot and the land. They can have rituals in hand. They have one Past in Flames. I think if I hit the Past in Flames out of their graveyard with something, I think they're stuck. I think they can't win. Because it looks like the more recent lists are playing 2 grape shots in the main and 0 copies of Empty the Warrens, I believe. We're also going to be pretty close to just killing them, but I just need to be careful about it. I don't think giving them the grape shot in their hand seems like a particularly reasonable upside. All right, so we're going to go to our turn here and try to take it. Well, that ain't not bad. Can't force them to search right now, but all right. So we're gonna play crab. We're gonna draw 3 first because maybe we hit a second crab. Also looking for surgical extraction. Not useful here. We did hit the second crab, so we can play two crabs, mill them for 12, and then play Mesmeric Orb, which will mill them for 3, which is not exciting. So if they have everything they need, I think we're just dead because they've got rituals in their hand. So the 2 rituals will take them up to 6 mana. They play the Past in Flames, but then they can't go any further. They only have 1 mana left over afterwards. So we might be okay. Do we have Delirium? No, we have 2 card types. You can see the interface down here. So I think I've constructed the best line. Hedron Crab. Hedron Crab. Triggers. Save targets. Always yield. Oh, and then trying to gain the life. I don't know if that's worthwhile. It is a lot of life, actually. Right. And then the thing about it is, too... Oh, man, that's a good draw. Wait, but they don't have Manamorphoses? But they have 2 grape shots. I think we're just dead. Don't attack for 0 with Orb out unless that was on purpose and trying to get Delirium. Fair. Yeah, we're dead. They can just double grape shot me here, no problem. Yeah, we couldn't find another surgical. And oh, they went for full count, by the way. So they would have beat the Crypt Incursion. Because this is just the first one. There's another one coming. So we're just dead. Yeah, that's fair. But don't you want to try to get Delirium in this deck? Okay, so I think Ashiok is like A++. Grafdigger's Cage is okay. Aether Gust is pretty okay. Mystical Dispute also pretty okay. So these are considerations. Collective Brutality is not that good. Maybe we don't want Aether Gust boarded in here. Truth Worth. I don't think so. I think Mesmeric Orb might want to go out, which is weird. Truth is better than Gust. Okay. Right, because if they go for Empty the Warrens too. Yeah. I got you. Crypt Incursion is not great. I think I'd rather have my creatures than the Mesmeric Orbs. Because their permanent count is very, very low. And then maybe we cut a Drown, maybe just 2, because we're planning on exiling the graveyard. And we have extra Mystical Disputes as interaction. Dis crazy? What be crazy, Alex? Also welcome. Breaking is filler. Feel free to cut it. Okay. I think we're okay here with this. I think this is fine. I guess in most matchups where you want 4 surgical extractions, you probably want the Extirpate. I kind of like the breaking in this matchup, but maybe it's just the worst one. We've really lightened up. No, we still have the Hedron Crabs and Manic Scribes. Okay, I think this is fine. I too have had the struggle of playing Ashiok decks with Drown in the Loch, and it's always like a weird line to walk. That's a banger. So we're gonna cycle at least. No, we're gonna cycle both these visions because, in theory, landing Ashiok on turn 3 is gonna mean that we're never going to have that many cards in their graveyard. So unless we start filling up our own graveyard, which, while possible, is not really where we want to be at. Hey, what's up, Crab Bro? Crab friends! Oh, this hand is great. This deck is great. Hold on. I love Crab Friend. He's got a little Hedron. He's just such a happy boy. All right, opponent. Remember one time sticking 4 crabs versus Storm? They did not have fun. I can imagine. Okay. Well. Do. Crabs go burr. Crabs do go burr. All right, you gotta. If you have the option, you gotta play Ashiok for blue-black. Don't have a Drown in my hand, so I'm just gonna knock their library. And we've got 2 blockers for Baral if Baral wants to get frisky and try to knock down my Ashiok at all to free up Gifts Ungiven. So we're in a pretty okay spot. And then Surgical Extraction is still relevant because if they start trying to go off... I love Crabby Boy. He's such a Crabby Boy. In future, when I say boy, I do usually spell it as the New English does with a OI, BOI. All right, I think we just hang out with Ashiok and mill them here. And then we can, at the end of their turn, we can just go field them and mill them for another 6. I don't feel like I need to move. Also, they missed their land drop, so it looks like they're in rough shape anyway. Okay. They continue to be in rough shape. Speak Canadian, not New English. I just think that New English is a funny way to refer to like internet speak. Oh, I should have gotten blue there for Visions of Beyond. We don't really need double black for anything. Ooh, A+ draw. How about that, Timmy Jose? I did teach a Brazilian girl on my last ship that if she either goes to Canada or interacts with Canadians, she should let them know that she wants to get a double-double. Oh man, we have an Ashiok in play and we just put them on 20 cards in their graveyard. I prefer Starbucks. Yeah, you don't want to know this, Blitz, but he works in America a lot. He works with the Americans. Yeah, looks like we got that one. But I wanted the Visions of Beyond. I have an Ashiok in play. I was going to get the Visions. The crabs were so sick. Well, they were healthy, but, you know. Opponent, come back. I'm not done with you. It's actually very comparable in terms of mill to the new Ashiok. Are you actually American? I didn't know that. Would you say you were born in the USA? Yeah, I think this is a keeper. I'm gonna let Blitz weigh in on this, but I think this is reasonable. It's not flashy. It's actually not very good at all, but it's got a turn 3 Ashiok, turn 2 Drown the Loch. Drown the Loch is not likely to kill their mana creature, but it can. Because they're usually filtering in the early game. This is fine, but not great. Yeah, that was my... I'm not in like a high stakes tournament, so I don't feel pressured to like try to find a better hand than this. I was born in LA. What? Okay, so we're gonna play Shelldock Isle here. No, we're not. We're not playing Shelldock Isle here. We're just playing a basic island. That was a really good, one of the few good parts. Yeah. After my 6-month contract in Long Beach, can definitely say California is pretty great. California. Well, this Drown the Loch is now super live. So our game plan is probably mostly looking like play land, pass, play land, pass, play land, pass, play Ashiok. We don't get to interact twice yet. That'll be next turn is the first turn we can double spell, but really? Okay. Nothing. I think I'm gonna cycle this Visions end of turn. Could eventually be more significant than this, but not likely soon. Play Oboro, so now we have double spell available. We have Drown the Loch and Mystical Dispute, assuming that they can play at least one blue spell, which I think is safe. They did nothing with that turn? That's great. Barrel. What if... No, hold on. So... if I want to push Brawl, they can start going off in response. We have Mystical Dispute. Mystical Dispute can't counter Rituals or Past in Flames. So I think I'm supposed to try to counter it. And then if they spend a mana to stop me... Wait, they can't spend 1 mana to stop me unless they're playing like Flusterstorm or Mystical Dispute or things of that nature, and then push it? But no. See, I think you just missed the thing I was talking about there, is if they have a remand, they could stop my push. But then I guess they... The bigger danger is if they play Brawl and then they Ritual, and then I push it. No, they only end up with 3 mana, which is not dangerous once the Brawl's off the table. They could Ritual multiple times. That's the danger zone. Yeah, that's why I think I'm gonna... Yeah. So if they have... Yeah, it didn't matter. Okay. So we'll play Shelldock. Hide something away here. Just a Manic Scribe, I guess. Another Scribe. Any order of the rest of these. I think I want to pass here. We don't have Drown and Push. Which makes me think I should play something. Makes me think I should play one of my Manic Scribes. Because then we'll still have push up, but they'll know it's specifically push. But I don't know if they can go off with 4 mana and no creature. Obviously, we do have the dangerous situation of them playing a mana creature again, and then being able to ritual off in response. Since they've been missing their land drops, it feels likely that their hand is a banger right now. Like, it's just all rituals and stuff. Okay, no worries, friend. Have yourself a good work. Bolt, sure. So they have some interaction, you say. This is good. Field of Ruin, also good. This means I can play Ashiok and have Drown the Loch up. We can also play Manic Scribe and get them closer to... I think I want to play Scribe. Gets them closer to the requisite 20 cards for Visions of Beyond. We still get to keep Drown the Loch up here. Oh, also Shelldock, right? No, this is a library that has 20 or fewer. What is happening? End of turn Manamorphose. With no cost reduction? Okay. What? They're trying to hit land there? Okay. Okay. I think we're letting this resolve. Okay, and we're letting that resolve. And that. Okay, so they have 3 left. So if Drown resolves here, we're in good shape. If it doesn't, we're pretty screwed. No, come on! Ah! Okay. Yeah. All right. They had pretty much the perfects there. Yep. Oh, we're so dead. But even worse, they're getting to add all of these, or they're getting to remove all these cards from their graveyard. So this Visions of Beyond is never going to be able to draw me the cards I need. So we can basically just scoop here. It's like a microscopic chance they fail. They still have another Manamorphose. They hit a Mystical Dispute only with their pieces of the puzzle. That's amazing. That's really incredible. That's some bad luck. Okay, they can pass the Flames again, but I think the only new cards they've added to their graveyard are some rituals. So it's possible they're still whiffing on finding something to kill me. Or they're just going for the full 20 here. They're about to grape shot me. Huh? Oh, there it is. Well. Yep, they got us good. They had everything they needed, and they got us good. We never managed to get to a second black mana, so I wonder if on that last turn it was possible that I could have gotten there and been able to fight better, but very close one. Okay. What? Did I not? I swear I clicked join on that one, but alright. Moving on. Because moving on up. Okay, won a die roll against the nobodies. Let's see how we do. Okay, yeah, definitely can't keep that one, I don't think. Visions of Beyond to cycle into a second land seems rough. Being able to play a Hedron Crab on 1 is obviously good, but I think this is not worth keeping. 21 land deck, yeah, can do better. Probably just gonna toss the... Oh, we're gonna toss a land here. I have way too many lands in this hand. Just a swamp. Actually, since we're playing the Shelldock on 1, we're gonna have access to double black. And that was actually choking us pretty hard last game. Yeah. I did the thing, Roy. I did the thing. Yeah, we're gonna grab Glimpse. So, potentially going to finish the game off with that. Well, I kept the wrong hand. Our hand was not stacked enough. We only had a single black mana, so there was a turn where I got squeezed where I couldn't play Drown in the Loch to counter something and a Fatal Push. So, when you get into that situation, like, I could have... There's a different line I could have taken where I fielded them to get the second black mana, but I didn't, and we died. Ooh, Bant Urza. Not Bant, Esper Urza? Multicolor Urza that is not Teamer or Sultai. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and, like, shock that in for Intimidation. Mesmeric Orb. I do want to hit Delirium, so we're going to attack here. They don't have Icefang Coatl mana. I'm not planning on playing this Visions of Beyond. I just wanted to intimidate them with my untapped mana. I don't think the 2 life is going to matter. Could, though. Wow, we immediately had 3 card types. We are missing Sorcery, Planeswalker, etc., etc., etc. Alright, I'm going to play Polluted Delta, but we're not going to activate it. I still want to mill 1 more card type here. Missing Artifact, Enchantment, Planeswalker. Which common type are we? And Sorcery. We're missing the Sorcery. They flipped Sword of the Meek already. Well, that's a little unfortunate. I think I want to mill, or yeah, mill just a little bit more. So mill a 4 here. There we go. Scribe is now live. So now we get to sit. We have Archive Trap, Drown Loch, Crypt Incursion, so lots of good stuff happening here. What is this? Whir? I can drown that. But do I want to drown that since... Pretty sure I want to drown this even though it is going to have them search. Although if I get to Archive Trap them, then I get to Ancestral here. So, alright. Resolves, what are you getting on 2? I'm concerned. Just another sword, maybe? To make sure that they have one in play so I can't surgical it. If they have a second. Pyrite Spellbomb. Interesting. Well, mill you for 13. Ancestral. Hit some more. Nope. Surgical's good, though, because they're currently tapped out, so let's maybe take out their swords. I could pay for it. After all that time I misclicked? The nuts. I mean, another Archive Trap would have been better. Come on, let's not lie to ourselves here. Battle at the bridge, Emery Urza. They were not kidding. Hand is atrocious against Mill. Wow, okay. So. And they've got Aluris in their deck, and Goblin Engineers. I like it. Like it. So this is greenless Urza. Okay. Keep Urza off the field. I got you covered. And then next turn we get to play Scribe the second. And that should be all she wrote. Place. Manic Scribe go brrrr. Mesmeric Orb go burr. Robot. What, your deck or this deck? Oh, your deck. Yeah, I mean it's a crazy Urza deck, so I would imagine. Think I need to drown it. I need a black. Drown it in the Loch. Right, Urza. You get yourself out of here. Not interested in you. Scribe to Electric Boogaloo. That's gonna be the name of my next album. When building the deck, which Delirium Enablers did you consider and dismiss? Delirium Enablers? The only Delirium Enablers in this 75, though, are Mesmeric Orb and Fetch Lands? Really? Like, what are you talking about, Roy? Yeah, no, because that's Blitz. That is exactly what I was thinking. It's more that Manic Scribe with the 4 basic card types, which is land, instant, sorcery, and creature. So land, instant, sorcery, creature. So I think, Roy, the bigger, or the question to make people feel less bad who are not as crazy galaxy brain as you is, did you consider any ways to make Delirium enabled more frequently? But I because I know you, I know you're not like talking down to people. You just asked the question the way it made sense to you. That's a yes/no question that doesn't encourage discussion. True. I guess you could say it's a good blocker and can have delirium. Yeah. What for 2 mana though? And it's not really a good blocker, man. Like I'm just saying, like I don't think the good blocker thing actually holds much water. Sorry. Sideboarding for this match. So I think all Ashioks on deck seems okay. Extirpate seems also good. Hit the Urzas is really good. Mystical Dispute hits their threats. So let's go 1 drown and 2 drown out. Breaking, entering, out. Mesmeric Orb is pretty good here. They get a high permanent count. So let's just probably just trim around the edges here. I think I like Manic Scribe less than the second round of Loch. Yeah, it's probably fine. No, I was just being I don't know, like an arbiter in my chat here. I think everyone here is well intentioned, which that just goes the absolute furthest. Turn 1 crab, turn 2 crab, mill 9. Seems decent. And from there we just hold up interaction. Yeah. But anyway, so this deck has the 4 basic card types, which are creature, land, instant, sorcery. So in terms of how common those appear, Delirium, saying is what we call noise. Yes, Delirium is enabled usually most commonly by those 4 creature types, but the spicy or the spicy card types. Spicy card types. This also works for Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf is most often a 4/5, and then the other ones you look out for, the spicy ones, are Artifact, Enchantment, Planeswalker, and Tribal. Tribal, of course, being the eighth card type in every way you could slice it. Like, Tribal is the 8th type. There's nothing that ranks in card types lower than Tribal, in terms of numbers, in terms of how commonly they will appear. Boom, boom, bat, 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 boom, boom, bat, 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 boom, boom, boom. Now, we're actually not going to mill them the full amount right away. I don't have a surgical extraction, so I'm not incentivized to do so. And there is a chance that I'm going to want to fetch black for Fatal Push or blue for Mystical Dispute, since we could push an Emery. Not likely. Tribal is the ghost pepper of spicy types. Yes. The the Carolina Reaper of spicy. It's got to be, yeah, Teferi. I think I would rather not. I think I'd rather not, if it's all the same to you. Both because of the tempo gain that my opponents are likely to incur by bouncing a Hedron Crab, but also because Teferi is obnoxious. I swear to you, if they ever print a set in which Teferi is in any way, ever again, any kind of focal point, I just think I might scream. Right, so we're going to go Delta here, mill 6, Orb, just going to mill 3, and getting real close to that being all she wrote. Again, not swinging here, partially because I was doing it when it was really cute before. I have a Mesmeric Orb in play, so I can mill myself more to try to get Delirium, but I don't have a Manic Scribe yet, so it's not really worth it. And I guess you'd want to be ready for it ahead of time, so. If they do land an Urza here, we're going to try to push it in response to the creation of the token. And then having to counter it is going to... Oh no! My crabs! Okay. Well, we do get to kill that. Oh my god, it's like Lura's Seal of Fire. This is broken. Yeah, alright. I was waiting to see where they wanted to do this. If I had fetched at end of turn, they would have activated this Pyrite Spellbomb response. Pyrite Spellbomb in response. Now we're going to have to do it here, which is not the end of the world. Frantic Inventory. Yeah. Are you... Is that a card? Yeah, I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it does, and I know what it looks like, but I don't... Is it worth being excited about? Like, it's sweet. Don't get me wrong. Catching up on spoilers. Yeah, we're going to do a little spoiler chat after this game. That's a pretty sick draw here. We just hit 4 card types, too. Oops. Send the message. They're not going to have a flash creature with 1. Again, I shouldn't have done that, really, because I have my 4 card types, etc., etc. They could Nile Spellbomb me here to draw a card and to stop themselves from dying, but they didn't. I think they're just conceding to lose here. Oh, they could have done it in response to the trigger there as well. Well, looks like we're good here. Kind of tempo burned them out here in this one. It's a lot of here's. Just dropping a few too many here's here. I think it's incredibly strong. I think it'll be interesting to play in Modern. If you've never played with accumulated knowledge, color shifted polymorph looks sick too. I mean, it's polymorph. It's just in a color that makes more sense because polymorph is the only blue polymorph, right? Whereas red has a bunch of similar effects. I miss color shift. Bring black planar chaos. Apparently Mark Rosewater's been wrong about a lot of stuff lately, so maybe we can get a new planar chaos and a new time spiral. Alright, so yeah. Sweet deck from Blitz MTG with a fantastic performance in the challenge. He was visiting us in the chat here. Said that they got lucky in order to get to the top 8, but that's true no matter what you play. So if you think that Mill is a very good, or a deck that you would really enjoy playing, I suggest you try it out right now. Seems like the modern climate is reasonably accepting of that, and it's always a reasonable thing to try because it is a powerful linear strategy that has some room for interaction without detracting away from what you're doing. You attack on a unique axis that a lot of decks are soft to. If you really hate losing to Dredge, Mill can absolutely house them, I believe, as well as a lot of other decks that are not well prepared for it. Anyway, we're going to be moving on to the sort of the meaty main feature here, which is going to be my man Jiggy Wiggy's canonical adventure deck. So this is a Urian deck with some real cool stuff going on. We're going to try this one out and see how she goes. I'll be back in just a little bit. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're here live with me, hang out with us, and we're going to get to this next one.
this pie. Now, Homer, don't you eat 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 this pie. Now, Homer,
Alright, Knight, I'm just gonna do this. And if you get eaten, it's your own fault.
Yeah, of course, Blitz. It's a great list. I mean, I'm always looking for interesting things from the challenge to play on the early part of my week, and then get into the wacky decks. So, obviously, the ones that do well in competitive events don't need anyone to go and vet the cards that are in them. But it's interesting to see the play patterns because a lot of people will not stream their competitive attempts, so it can be useful to get the information out there. Man, Urza is like dropping hard. I kind of want to buy Urzas right now on MTGO because I have like a reasonable amount of tickets just sticking around. Just because it makes it easier to rent decks sometimes if you own a whack of cards. And I really like Urza decks, generally speaking. Also, G, your deck is expensive as AF.
okay, memorize these funny place names.
Seattle.
Yes, homie.
Oh yeah, I meant to look at the spoilers. Roy's probably already caught himself up. There's plenty of people talking about the spoilers, so I don't need to do that.